When I think about our youth summer missions program, I think it's quite an interesting thing. And I think it's the one and only time you guys as students sign up voluntarily to suffer. Let's think about this for a minute. You guys trade your summer break for 16 weeks of missions training. You guys have to pay for your own airplane ticket, not to go on a vacation, but to go do work instead. And you guys sacrifice the time you guys could have probably spent in Korea, eating all the delicious food at the 포장마차, eating 번데기, or buying clothes at the fashion district. But you guys give all that up just to go serve a community that you guys have no connections to or no relationships to. You guys basically go to serve random strangers you guys met for the first time. And parents, personally, I think it's because they want to skip Hagwon for those 10 days. But I'm sure the hype and the thought of spending 2 weeks with your friends might help you get through those 2 weeks of suffering. But what I realized is that there is a breaking point for everyone. There's always on the last few days left on missions, that's when we hit our breaking point. There comes a point where we no longer want to suffer. We just want to go home, crawl into our beds, sleep in for a little bit past 6 a.m. We want to eat the delicious Korean food that our parents cooked for us. And we probably want to play League of Legends, the video game. But you can't, because you guys have a few more days stuck with me. And you guys also have me telling you what needs to be done. However, I try and participate with you in those tasks. For example, there will be times when I tell you to go evangelize to random strangers out on the streets. And yes, you guys might be shy or embarrassed because you guys have to use your broken Spanish. But I'll be right there alongside you using my own broken Spanish to help you guys out. There will be times when I tell you to clean the church or pick up all the trash off the floor so that their church could be clean. And I'll be there picking up the trash with you guys. There will be times when I tell others to eat first, and you guys might be really hungry, but I'll be the last to eat so I know that you guys will be well fed. When I ask you to kill a cockroach, I'll probably be hiding and screaming because I hate cockroaches. I'll kill spiders, I'll kill scorpions, and maybe even catch a bat for you guys. But when it comes to killing a cockroach, just remember, you guys will be on your own. Or when I ask you guys to pay attention and board the airplane quickly, it is because I was offered a first-class ticket and I didn't want you guys to know. As you can see, I probably am not a perfect leader. But the reason why I choose freely to participate with you on your mission trip is so that you guys know that you are not alone in your suffering. Even at your breaking point, my personal goal is for you guys to know that there is always someone there with you that went through the same exact thing and hopefully set an example for you guys. If I'm willing to go out of my way to give up my comfort to be with you so you guys know that I'm always alongside you, just imagine how much more Jesus does for you. The fact of the matter is being a Christian in these times is not easy. It's probably tough. And I'm sure it's tougher now for you guys than it was for me in high school. And while your sufferings in the mission field might be slightly different, we can all come to an agreement that there will definitely be times when we all face hardships. Our sufferings may come to us through our friends when they make fun of us for believing in Jesus. Sometimes we might feel alone or abandoned because we take our faith seriously. Other times, you might have people spread false rumors or say bad things about you because the way you live your life is different from the way the world does. But in all of this, there's one thing that we should all remember as believers, that we are never alone in our suffering. In the passage that we just read, Apostle Peter reminds his fellow believers that Jesus persevered through all his suffering for us. In verse 23, when they hurled insults, he did not retaliate. When he suffered, he made no threats. Despite all that he went through, despite all the sufferings he faced, he never gave up doing good because he loved this world and because he loved us. And ultimately, it was because of Jesus' final suffering that led to the salvation of others. But if you guys must wonder why we as believers suffer, let us think of it as a refining process of our faith, just as gold is refined through the fire. And let us find joy and peace, knowing that God's grace is sufficient for us today. BYM students, junior high and high school, let me close with this. As we begin the year 2016, let us continue to find our hope, courage, and strength in knowing that we are never alone during our hardships. We always have Jesus, and we always will. And while the world is rooting for us to give up when believers suffer, let us hold our heads up high with confidence and keep pushing through, because I believe that through our perseverance, God can and will use our actions as a testimony of Jesus' salvation for all. Just like the Elijah morning prayer theme says, let us fix our eyes on Jesus, the perfect example of our suffering. And like our winter retreat theme for all the students that went, let us continue moving forward and show the world that we are not alone. Will you guys join me in prayer?